Good morning, Taney County. It's 8:30 a.m., Tuesday, July 14th. Time for your morning Newsbreak, brought to you by Forsyth Headline News on KRBC Community Radio. For weather today, expect mostly sunny and hot with a high near 94. Heat index values as high as 101. Southeast wind 6 to 11 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 73. Southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. And events this week: the Branson Board of Aldermen will hold a special public meeting to discuss face coverings in the city of Branson. The meeting will take place Thursday, July 16th at 2 p.m. in the Branson City Hall Council Chambers. According to a press release from the city, the board will discuss Chapter 58 of the Branson Municipal Code pertaining to face coverings, public spaces, and the spread of communicable diseases. Your Taney County Health Department is providing your COVID-19 update. The Taney County Health Department is reporting 136 cases of COVID-19 in Taney County. There have been 3 deaths, 52 recovered, and 81 active cases. The Taney County Health Department is notifying the public of potential community exposure from 5 COVID-19 positive individuals. Prior to being diagnosed, these individuals went to the following locations: Wednesday, July 1st, 11 to 12:30 p.m., Rexplex Swim. Thursday, July 2nd, afternoon, Walmart Supercenter. Friday, July 3rd, afternoon, Walmart Supercenter. Midday to early evening, Branson Hot Hits Theater. Saturday, July 4th, midday, Bass Pro. Midday, Don't Forget About Me. Midday, Christopher and Banks. Midday to early evening, Branson Hot Hits Theater. 7:30 p.m., Walmart Supercenter. Sunday, July 5th, early evening, Branson Hot Hits Theater. Monday, July 6th, early evening, Branson Hot Hits Theater. Tuesday, July 7th, 6:30 p.m., Hollister's Farmers Market. Wednesday, July 8th, afternoon, Harder House in Hollister. 12 to 12:45 p.m., Petco. Thursday, July 9th, 10:45 a.m. to 6 p.m., VF Outlet. 6:30 p.m., Harder House in Hollister. 7:30 p.m., Walmart Supercenter. Today, in Missouri news, Governor Mike Parson signed 8 bills into law. HB 1414, Protection of Children, modifies several provisions relating to child protection, including homeless youth benefits, protection of foster children, child care facility definitions, and background checks, child protection for military families, foster care reform, foster parent rights, and substance abuse treatment waivers. SB 653, Protection of Children, modifies laws related to the protection of children, including foster care case management, children division records, temporary alternative placement agreement, risk assessments for child abuse or neglect, foster parents, information exchange for child placement, and the appearance of certain children in courts. SB 569, Victims of Sexual Offenses, modifies procedures for tracking evidentiary collection kits, and establishes the Justice for Survivors Act, the Sexual Assault Survivors Bill of Rights, and the Missouri Rights of Victims of Sexual Assault Task Force. HB 1896, Controlled Substances, updates the schedule of controlled substances in Missouri to mirror the most recent updates to the schedules in the Federal Register. HB 1467, Retirement, modifies provisions relating to public employment, retirement systems, including the Local Government Employees Retirement System, State Employee Retirement Systems, Missouri State Employees Retirement System, and Public School Retirement System. SB 739, Anti-Discrimination Against Israel Act, creates the Anti-Discrimination Against Israel Act, prohibiting public entities from entering into certain contracts with a company unless the company certifies that they will not boycott goods or services from the State of Israel. SB 913, Peer Review for Design Professionals, repeals the expiration of provisions relating to the peer review process for architects, landscape architects, professional land surveyors, and professional engineers. HB 1682, Healthcare, establishes the Long-Term Care Dignity Act and modifies provisions relating to various healthcare topics, including state-settled opioid causes of action, breast cancer screening and insurance, and COVID-19 testing. In business news, the federal government incurred the biggest monthly budget deficit in history in June, as spending on programs to combat the coronavirus recession exploded, while millions of job losses cut into tax revenues. The Treasury Department reported Monday that the deficit hit $864 billion last month, an amount of red ink that surpasses most annual deficits in the nation's history and is above the previous monthly deficit record of $738 billion in April. The Nasdaq Composite is down 226.60 points, or 2.1%, to 10,390.84. The Dow Jones Industrial Average squeaked out a gain of 10.50 points, or less than 0.1%, to 26,085.80. It had earlier been up 563 points. The S&P 500 dropped 29.82 to 3,155.22. In national news, a U.S. federal judge issued an injunction on Monday stopping what would have been the first federal execution in 17 years, scheduled for later in the day to allow the continuation of legal challenges against the government's lethal injection protocol. Judge Tanya Chutkan of the U.S. District Court in Washington ordered the U.S. Department of Justice to delay 4 executions the department had scheduled for July and August until further order of the court. Meanwhile, hundreds in California gathered at San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge to protest Governor Gavin Newsom's coronavirus ban on singing in churches. Between 300 and 400 people gathered for 2 hours last week, joining together in the middle of the iconic bridge and worshiping in defiance of the Democratic governor's new order, according to organizers. The new guidelines were released the same day Newsom issued his most dramatic reversal yet on reopening the economy, calling on Sacramento and 18 other counties to halt indoor restaurant dining and close movie theaters, card rooms, indoor museums, and other venues. It remains to be seen if or how the state or counties are expected to end singing in houses of worship. Churches were among the most aggressive institutions in pushing back Newsom's original stay-at-home order in mid-March. Several sued the governor to overturn the order, saying it violated their First Amendment rights, although none were successful in court. Sports news. The Washington NFL franchise announced Monday that it will drop the Redskins name and Indian head logo immediately, bowing to decades of criticism that they are offensive to Native Americans. A new name must still be selected for one of the oldest and most storied teams in the National Football League, and it was unclear how soon that will happen. This week on KRBC Community Radio, we'll be hosting our Minute with the Mayor series live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. featuring Rex Wood, Mayor of Rockaway, Rusty Auld, Mayor of Merriam Woods, and Kelly Dougherty of Forsyth. Also, we'll begin our Minute with the Candidate series at 10:30 a.m. with Shane Keyes on Thursday, who is running for sheriff. This has been your morning headline news with Forsyth Headline News on KRBC Community Radio.